Right, and his big thing is about populism, and you were writing about it this week, and you were making a point I think he would agree with, which is that certainly in the current climate, right-wing populism is beating left-wing populism.
Yeah, it's odd, you know, if you think about it, 10 years after a financial crisis that was largely caused by the irresponsibility of the private sector. If you look not just in America, everywhere, left-wing parties are doing badly, right-wing parties are doing well. Why? Because I think what happens in times
like where else?
Well, if you look
Hungary.
in France, the left has been destroyed. In Britain, the Labour Party had its worst showing since 1935.
Yeah, sure.
Social Democrats in Germany have had their worst showing since the founding of the German Republic.
Yeah.
What happens, I think, is in times of anxiety, the left always thinks people want to move left because they want more social, you know, safety nets, economic goodies. But actually what happens is people move right culturally because they have a sense of who am I, what is this country? And if you demagogue that issue, if you start telling people to worry about all these people who look different and sound different and worship different gods, what happens is people move right culturally. They move right on issues like immigration, and you know, if you think about
you've written about immigration many times, and you said, yeah, people can absorb a society only so much change, and we have had more immigration and more immigrants in our country than we have almost since, I think, in the early part of the 20th century.
Exactly, and I think that, you know, so the numbers are something like this. In 1970, about 5% of America was foreign-born. Now about 15% of America is foreign-born. So it's a lot of change to digest. And I think that all you have to do is, I think America remains an immigrant society. It remains very welcoming of immigrants. But you have to convey that you understand that there, you know, that there is a complexity here. And if you listen to certainly somebody like Bernie Sanders, basically, he is advocating an open borders, policy, which, by the way, would then give everybody free Medicare, free health care, and education.
It does seem like
how could Americans vote for that?
The idea on the left is the more immigrants I want in America, the better person I am. And that it would be insulting also to ask people to, as we used to, say, you're in a melting pot. Right. Melt a little.
It just seems to me if right, absolutely. If the Democratic Party could adopt Barack Obama's immigration policy, right, I would be fine.
You know who